I murdered him because I was possessed. That's what Arnie Johnson tried to claim in court. This is the case of The Demons Made Me Do It. If you missed part 1, go back and watch that. So, during an exorcism, supposedly, according to the Warrens, Arnie Johnson challenged one of the devils.
The boy would roll around, he would go into fits. I seen one time when he actually levitated, had extreme strength. And Arnie Johnson, this kid, 18 years old at the time, but he made a fatal mistake. One night he said, he screamed at these devils, take me on, leave my little buddy alone. He got his wish.
He challenged the demonic.
I would never say that. Now, shortly after that, Arnie's behavior started to evolve. While David started to get better, Arnie started to get worse. Here are the facts. February 16th, 1981. Arnie Johnson shows up at the dog kennel owned by Alan Bono, their landlord. Him and his girlfriend, the girlfriend is David's sister. They both work for the landlord at the dog kennel. That day, Arnie, the girlfriend, and her younger cousins were having lunch with Bono. According to police records and witnesses, Bono was drinking heavily and was being argumentative. Witnesses say Bono became agitated and grabbed one of the young girls. Arnie told him to stop, and when he didn't, in a moment that shocked everyone, he pulled out a knife and Bono multiple times, including a deep wound in his chest and stomach. Bono died. Arnie fled the scene, but he was arrested within the hour. What made this case famous was Arnie's legal defense, because he claimed, like I mentioned before, the devil made him do it. His lawyer took up this defense, claimed that he was possessed and his actions are not his own, and he shouldn't be responsible for them. Now, this is the first time in U.S. history that a defendant has claimed demonic possession in a murder trial. And the lawyer was even prepared to subpoena the priests and the Warrens to take the stand on the case. However, the judge said, not in my court. We're not doing this. He ruled that there was no way to prove possession in a court of law, so they had to change the plea to self-defense. And on November 24th, 1981, Arnie Johnson was convicted of first-degree manslaughter. He was sentenced to 10 to 20 years in prison, but only served about 5 for good behavior. He later married the girlfriend Debbie, and as of his release, that we know of, he has never committed another crime. So a man murdered someone, blamed a demon, court wasn't having it, went to jail, and someone made a ton of money. Who, you might ask? Well, that was the Warrens, the people who already were famous from the Amityville Horror at this point for selling fear. Now, this is where it gets really controversial, because we're talking about Ed and Lorraine Warren, and not everyone believes they were telling the truth. If you want to see the controversial part, go to part 3.